There is a town in Canada where 40% of workers are employed in manufacturing. The factories run 3 shifts. The union hall is full on meeting nights. High school graduates earn $60,000 annually with benefits and a pension. This is not historical reconstruction. This is 2026. Most Canadians assume manufacturing died. Factories closed, jobs moved overseas. The Rust Belt spread north. But scattered across Canada are towns where manufacturing survived, where factories still operate, where blue-collar work still provides a middle-class life. We ranked 8 towns where manufacturing remains the economic foundation, not a remnant. Each scored on 4 criteria: size and stability of manufacturing employment, wage and union standard, housing affordability relative to factory wages, and economic diversification beyond a single employer. Number 8. St. Thomas, Ontario. St. Thomas sits in southwestern Ontario, population 40,000. Ford has operated an assembly plant here since 1967, employing around 1,500 workers producing commercial vehicles. Unionized. Starting wage around $30 hourly, progressing to 45 plus with full benefits and pension. Bell Fibe serves the town. Gigabit available. Average house price, $485,000. Why it makes the list. Ford's long-term commitment created an automotive cluster. Suppliers operate nearby. The multiplier effect supports the broader local economy. Why it ranks 8th? Manufacturing employment is lower in absolute numbers than towns above. The EV transition creates real uncertainty about the plant's long-term direction. Number 7. Woodstock, Ontario. Woodstock sits in southwestern Ontario, population 42,000. Toyota operates 2 plants employing around 8,000 workers, an extraordinary ratio for a town this size. Starting production wage around $32 hourly with comprehensive benefits. Rogers Fiber serves Woodstock. Gigabit available. Average house price, $625,000. Why it makes the list. 8,000 Toyota jobs in a town of 42,000 is among the highest manufacturing employment ratios in Canada. Why it ranks 7th. Toyota dominates so completely that diversification is minimal. Single employer dependence is the town's primary vulnerability. Number 6. Saint-Jérôme, Quebec. Saint-Jérôme sits in the Laurentians, north of Montreal. Population 75,000. Bell Textron produces aircraft components here. Multiple smaller manufacturers employ hundreds each across aerospace, plastics, and metal fabrication. Videotron fiber, gigabit standard. Average house price, $385,000, the most affordable on this list. Why it makes the list. No single employer dominates. The industrial mix provides stability that automotive-dependent towns cannot match. Why it ranks 6th. Manufacturing, while real, is not the dominant economic force it is in higher-ranked towns. Aerospace is cyclical and vulnerable to market shifts. Number 5. Oshawa, Ontario. Oshawa sits east of Toronto, population 170,000 metro. GM closed its assembly complex in 2019, reopened in 2022 for truck production, currently employing around 1,800 with expansion planned. Unionized Unifor. Starting wage around $35, progressing to 50 plus. Defined benefit pension. Rogers Fiber, gigabit standard. Average house price, $685,000. Why it makes the list. The reopening after closure is the Canadian manufacturing story. The union negotiated, the government supported, the workforce returned. Why it ranks 5th. Oshawa learned its vulnerability the hard way. Diversification is necessary and still incomplete. Number 4. Oakville, Ontario. Oakville sits west of Toronto. Population 200,000 metro. Ford operates an assembly plant employing around 4,000 workers. Unionized with automotive industry standard wages. L5, gigabit standard. Average house price, $1,285,000. Why it makes the list. 4,000 unionized automotive jobs in a single plant is significant by any measure. Why it ranks fourth? Factory workers increasingly cannot afford to live in the town where they work. Union wages that deliver middle-class life elsewhere do not cover Oakville housing. The model is structurally strained. Number 3. Cambridge, Ontario. Cambridge sits in Waterloo region, population 140,000. Toyota employs around 5,000 workers here producing Lexus and other models, unionized with competitive wages. Food processing, machinery, and metal fabrication provide meaningful diversification beyond the plant. Rogers Fiber, gigabit standard. Average house price, $745,000. Why it makes the list. 5,000 Toyota jobs with genuine industrial diversification. Waterloo region's broader economy provides buffer that purely automotive towns lack. Why it ranks third. Housing costs strain even union wages. But manufacturing employment is strong and diversification is real. Number 2. Ingersoll, Ontario. Ingersoll sits in southwestern Ontario, population 13,000. GM's Cami plant employs around 1,700 workers producing bright-drop electric commercial vehicles, GM's EV strategy plant in Canada. Unionized Unifor, automotive standard wages. Maple Leaf Foods operates a facility here as well. L5 reaches Ingersoll. Average house price, $625,000. Why it makes the list. The Cami plant transitioned to EV production rather than closing. For a town of 13,000, 1,700 GM jobs with a secured future is extraordinary. Why it ranks second, heavy dependence on Cami despite the Maple Leaf presence. Long-term viability depends on BrightDrop's commercial success. Number 1. Windsor, Ontario. Windsor sits across the river from Detroit. Population 230,000 metro. Stellantis operates assembly plants and parts facilities here. Hundreds of suppliers employ thousands more. The automotive cluster is the most extensive in Canada. Unionized Unifor with industry-leading wages, defined benefit pensions, and comprehensive benefits. Bell 5, gigabit standard. Average house price, $565,000, cheaper than Toronto, Oakville, or Cambridge, while paying the same automotive wages. Why it ranks first. Windsor scores highest across all 4 criteria. Manufacturing employment is the largest and most diverse on this list. Housing is the most affordable relative to wages of any Ontario manufacturing town, and the cluster provides resilience that single-plant towns cannot match. Plants closed here, jobs were lost, and the town rebuilt each time because the depth of manufacturing culture made recovery possible. No other town on this list has that track record. The honest consideration. Automotive is cyclical. The EV transition creates uncertainty across the entire cluster, but Windsor has absorbed shocks that killed manufacturing elsewhere and came back. Conclusion. 8 towns, St. Thomas to Windsor, each with manufacturing employment that is foundation rather than footnote, each proving that factory work did not disappear from Canada. The towns succeeding maintained union standards, retained anchor employers, and built enough industrial depth to survive individual plant closures. Single-employer towns are vulnerable. Clustered towns recover. The wages are real. The pensions exist. The middle-class life from a high school diploma still exists in these 8 towns. Your move.